it is, boys.
Yeah, quick, and we went in those periods, or in that sort of 67, 68, the Bee Gees weren't so much an entity on their own, they were manipulated. The business was what counted then. It still does today, but in those days it was the hype, and it was Marmalade and Grapefruit and all these people, and it was all manipulated by the businessmen, the managements, and they were in total control in those days. The artist didn't know what was going on, and just did everything he was told, and to the point where his private life went out the window, for fear of doing something that his management wouldn't be happy with, you know. And that's how we lived in those days. And now we're no longer manipulated, which is an amazing relief to us.
We have a lot of more freedom in our sort of music. We had like the production side of it and things like that. We were limited.
Whatever we do is really our decision. Whatever we do, we just sit down and discuss with our manager Robert, and if we don't like what is happening, then he won't push it. It's that kind of thing.
It's more of a team thing now instead of always
it's an equality situation.
Answering back or asking, is that okay, you know, or people releasing what records they felt they wanted to release. Like in America particularly, they used to release records off our albums that, like, I started a joke they did, Holiday they did, just release them without us even knowing.
Ruffling on.
You know, so
the pills are working.
Now, the actual atmosphere now is a four-man effort instead of a one-man effort, and those three saying, is it okay? And he says, it doesn't matter what you think. You know, it's now four.
Yes, I understand completely. In a wider sense, though, people tell me that American radio, for example, has channeled down slightly now, that the possibilities for new music surfacing on radio in America is not, there's not as much chance now as perhaps there was 4 or 5 years ago.
There isn't, no, because but what the advantage of radio is here, there's a lot more radio stations, and therefore you've got the FM radio stations which do cater for newer artists, although you don't get to the masses because AM radio caters for the masses. The AM stations, as you're well aware, have a much tighter playlist because they play the top 40. Some of them don't have a top 40, they have a top 25. WABC New York has a top 25, so it's much harder for new records to be added. You have to be in the top 10 nationally before you get added.
Right.
And all these AM stations do cater for that sort of, and so new artists do get the benefit on FM at first, and sometimes then AM will, get surrounded by the FM, and then they'll go on it.
Right.
That's the only way, really, these days, a new artist can be heard.
Well, Pebble in the Pool.
Yeah, but you could get a flute record. I mean, the new artist could bring out a record, AM, that is suited down to the ground for AM, and it might be getting an immediate add-on, and sort of everybody will be playing it. Out of the box, yes. Screaming out of the box. These are records.
These are record expressions, of course.
You just mentioned the film.